tag shit out of you. Shit tagged out of you. Whatever.
The shit tagged out of you? How does one tag shit out of someone?
Oh, trust me.
Alright.
Red talk, motherfucker, get down with it, identity, shitting all over one that fake bitches, man, I kinda smoking dank, kicking ass on the side, bringing that flavor, she elevating the vibe, boom, bitty, bye-bye, who's getting high, everybody is, bitch, watch our time flies with that real talk with a steel cog, taste it, cheers with a twist, and your chin on your face is, podcast basics, aced it, going ape shit, up the ante when they blaze, and I take it in, from the gays to the scum to the friends, every Wednesday when the day ends, all enemies wish they had this energy. This is Ratt talk, catch an ice bag injury. Y'all moving like a motherfucking centipede. We accelerate just to devastate the industry. Horse got the boss swing, this could be the enemy. Turn that fucking mic on, I guess we'll have to see. Ratt talk.
Oh yeah, you all know what that song means. We're beginning another episode of Ratt Talk, motherfuckers.
Woo! Yeah!
And, tonight we're hanging out with our good friends and our buddies in the badass band, the Human Extinction. Yeah. And they're actually back in numbers this time. I feel like we're about to, oh shit, like we're getting taken over right now.
Just a little bit.
Well, welcome back, guys. Welcome back, Stephen and Anthony, the backbone, I guess, of the Human Extinction, keeping it alive since day one. And then we got new added members, Sydney and Victor.
What's up?
Yeah, playing bass and vocals. I know you guys are almost a complete set. Last time you guys were here, you were saying you had just found a bassist. She wasn't available to come on that first time, but yeah. You had found her, and then now you got Victor to back you guys up.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, but finally we're getting everything together.
And you guys have been fucking busy doing a bunch of shit. Like you guys have put out that little small documentary.
Well,
which basically
it's going to be out.
It's going to be out. Oh,
yeah,
okay. Well,
soon.
sorry.
We saw it.
Yeah, we saw it. And it was,
and it was really.
I was
really
very
cool.
impressed with it. I thought it was fucking awesome. Like it basically covered everything that I wanted to talk about tonight. So just go see that. Go see it when it comes out, and then you don't have to listen to it.
It drops Friday, right?
The single. Our big announcement is we're coming out with our first single with Victor on vocals.
Nice.
And
That's me.
the first thing that Sydney's actually going to be on on Friday, we're doing a redone version of our song Martial Law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming out with a music video on Friday. We're going to be dropping some new merch. And it's pretty much
There's
our...
everything on Friday. Just like, boom, here you guys go. New merch, new single, new old single. Or
Yeah, redone.
better.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah, better everything.
Yeah, the better single.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's badass.
I mean, and it's been like you said, it's been quite a journey. Getting from since the last time you guys came on, because again, you were just mentioning that all this had been cooking up, and now it's all finally come. It's come full circle. It's all finally here.
Yeah, it's just so many unnecessary steps backwards. And finally, we're releasing on Friday. Got new vocalist. Sydney's actually has stuff to do now. She's not just playing the stuff that I wrote.
I'm not just learning what he wrote. I actually gotta
contribute.
Stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
And she actually gets to show it off in a recording too. And the biggest thing has been that after our old vocalist Chris left the band. Vocals is a huge part of a band.
That was kind of the big blow to what you guys have tried to.
Yeah, pretty much, because
so
vocals is a huge part of your sound. It could separate genres pretty much. I mean, you have one type of vocalist in a band. It could be a thrash band. You have a different vocalist. It's a punk band. It can change everything. So that was the biggest thing. Is okay, where do we go now? And I had known Victor because we were in the same band, but he was in the original version of it, and I came in and replaced a guitar player for a different version of it, but it was essentially the same band.
So you guys are in the same band, same songs, but at different times.
Pretty much, yeah. And we kept in contact, and he reached out saying that, because I posted that we needed a vocalist, and we're getting some people hitting us up, but nobody really up to par. But then Victor finally hit me up, and I'd already known what his vocals sounded like. And I knew he was a really powerful vocalist. I knew that he had a wide range, even because our original vocalist had a pretty wide range, but Victor's is just so much bigger, and just everything about it was just like
me blush over here.
everything about the way he did vocals was like, that's what we need. We need a powerful vocalist who could take charge of the stage and isn't afraid of experimenting with his voice a little bit. Like, you know, if we want to go for some cleans, we want to try this here, try that there, he's got the ability to actually do that.
Deliver. Yeah.
And then in the documentary, it kind of, we saw like a teaser of you guys working in the studio, I guess, on the
in the rehearsal studio.
Working on the vocals. And,
Well, a couple of the videos was one that when we were actually recording the single, and the other one was for my audition, which is probably the hardest audition I've ever had, because we didn't have a drummer. So
it
was my job.
Yeah.
It was literally, we had drum tracks on Steven's little portable speaker that we would bring with us. And my job was to count to 3, count everyone off. Like, go, guys, you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then my job is to hit the play button on the other side of it. And if we messed up, we would have to, like, go back, and I would have to, like, rewind it and press play, and it was a whole 9-yard thing.
Yeah, so
Sounds like
playing
a
with
pain.
drum tracks like that, oh, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of those things where it's like, I feel like I'm hearing something, but I'm hearing, like, it just doesn't feel right. Like, having an actual drummer there is completely different.
Yeah, because they feed off of you.
Oh, yeah.
And they can stop when you just say, hey, hold up, and then they stop, versus having to pause and rewind.
Yeah, this one, someone has to drop their equipment and be like, oh, you know what, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you be quiet.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the hardest auditions ever in life.
Well, obviously, I'm sure it went well.
Yeah, it did actually.
Yeah. How did you feel, Anthony, when everybody came in and it all started kind of falling together, you know?
Yeah. I mean, even though it was pretty challenging, everything felt pretty good. So we were all, excited about, making it official, and it just felt good, even though,
Yeah.
I kind of saw that, and I feel like that's very important, especially within you. I'm pretty sure I say that all the time. Like, it always depends on, like, when you're being watched and, your presence together and how well it feels. And I mean,
I think it kind of, you guys were, like, in a way supposed to be together. You guys kind of fell into place. Like, I know you guys were in same band at different times. And then I remember you mentioning that Sydney, she came into the band, it was kind of like she had reached out, I guess, before, because you guys were looking for a bass player.
She was supposed to be in the band before.
She was supposed to be in the band before. Went through another bassist, and then all of a sudden you guys were looking for another one? Is that?
Yeah, it was...
Literally a year later.
Yeah,
a whole year?
It was almost a year to the day, too, because what happened was we were looking for a bass player for a really long time, and we had an ad on... what's the site called?
Bandmix.
Yeah,
Craigslist.
Yeah, so
Personal.
from Bandmix, she found us, and she had hit us up on the band page, and I went and responded, but the message never went through. So we ended up going with a bass player that wasn't really a bass player. He was someone I knew from high school, and he was a guitar player who had a bass. Okay. And things didn't work out with him.
That always works out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so...
They make great bass players.
Yeah, as a,
You know how to play strings.
obviously didn't work out.
So then, Sydney, you reached out again?
I reached out again on the same website. I contacted them. Our messages finally connected, which is great. And we set up an interview and an audition and everything. And I actually I was only playing 4 and 5 string bass at the time. And I actually went out and I got a 6 string solely for this band.
Okay.
And then after playing with them several times and everything, it just kind of all fell into place. And
Which, by the way, looks huge in your fucking hands. Like,
I know.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I have
bigger
no
than
idea.
I am.
I'm watching you play. I'm like, how the fuck are you even doing that right
Yeah,
now?
like my hand is like this. I got tiny hands.
Doing it like a badass, though.
Yeah.
I mean, especially and I'm sure you get this a lot as a female in such a male-dominated genre.
Yeah.
Like, hats off to you, man. It's fucking badass. As soon as once they told me, like, you're like, oh yeah, we got like a chick bassist. I was like, what? Yeah. No way. Like, I fangirled a little bit, so I was really like eager to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and it looks. I mean, from what I at least saw from the documentary, because that's about as much as I know of you playing. Like, it's fucking sick. I can't wait to hear more of you coming out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, this is my second band where I've been the only girl in it, and I mean, it's really nothing. You kind of have to be the mother in a way. Like, they'll get carried away with their like, oh yeah, guys, let's do this, and then you just kind of like,
let's make a song about farts and only farts, and then at the end of the song we'll fart.
It's just like, guys, let's fart together after we practice.
Let's reel it in, yeah.
There's always time for farting.
It's kind of like that.
I have a song about farting.
And it's and
Just
it's
projecting that onto us.
It's great. It's great being in a band with no drama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been asked to play in different bands and all female bands, and I've done gigs here and there, and it's so much drama and so much. What do I look like? Oh,
What genre though have you other bands you played?
Hard rock, thrash. I played in a weird funk group for a while.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Funk.
Yeah, I mean,
funk for like a bass for a funk band sounds pretty fun though.
I actually played guitar for that, which was like
still
really
fun though.
weird. But yeah, no, I've kind of been all over the place with that kind of thing. And I mean, I started with piano. So I've always been musically inclined, and just kind of having the know-abouts and like, what you're doing also helps. You can't go into it being like, oh, is this how I play it? You kind of like, yeah, fuck yeah, this is how I play it.
Do it.
Yeah, so.
And then Victor, you've been also musically involved for a very long time. I mean, as we said, you've been in a band before with Steven.
I've actually been I've been singing since I was about 7 years old, and I've been in and out of bands since I was about 13. So I've been in approximately 9 bands maybe. Always been the singer. Things always happen. Like, they just end up falling apart. But I've always known that I've like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I've always felt that I had that talent, and that's one thing that I always wanted to pursue, being a singer. And now it's with this band, I'm open to trying different things, because I'm not just a screamer. Yeah. Which everybody thinks. It's like, oh, you're in one of those screaming kind of bands. Like, no, I'm not. It is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That
I mean, you do it, but I mean, your clean stuff is like.
Yeah. No. There's a lot of. I'm pretty diverse when it comes to singing, and it all started with like R&B music and oldies, and it just led up into metal. So it's been
and it's so appropriate too to have like such a powerful voice come out of such a big guy like like
it's kind of scary.
It's beautiful. Yeah, that's what it is. It's beautiful.
And I mean, I'm sure I don't know how to scream, but I know there's a correct way that you technically have to do it. So you have to be a good singer to do it properly. So it's not just screaming your head off.
And that's one thing that people don't understand. They're like, oh, well, I can do that. Okay, let me see you do it.
Have you seen? There's a video going around that I recently saw. Like, oh yeah, do it, and they're like, rah!
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I know that's me trying to scream.
That's me when I get out of bed.
Perfect. It works. Yeah, no, but it is the truth. It's like if you're not doing it right, like you can hurt yourself. Like you can mess up your vocal cords.
So I'm guessing you're not self-taught. Like
I am self-taught 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
You just looked up videos like how to make sure how to do it cleanly or anything? You just
never had
felt
any
it out and
I kind of just learning how to sing to begin with, like the way I would go is I would just go on what I felt. If something was coming from your throat, and because your vocal cords resonate in different ways, and you can feel like if you're doing something wrong, your vocal cords will hit and it hurts. Yeah. So it's like, okay, don't do it that way. So eventually it just got to the point where like I can manipulate my vocal cords to do certain things where it was just like, oh, that's different. Okay, let me try this. Let me try that. And then it's like placement of your tongue, using your
feeling
diaphragm.
more natural with
Where
it.
you're pulling your air from
Yeah.
is also the biggest thing. Like, you don't realize, but in screaming, it's a lot of stomach muscle you're using, because you're, in a sense, you're using all your force and all your air, and you're pushing it out a certain way. So it's kind of like if you do like a false voice, like rah, 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 but then you try pushing that out as loud as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I sound like a frog.
Like your projection, it just like she said, it does come from a lot of like just your diaphragm, just knowing how to use that, because you can feel it like when you're talking. Like, you're not using your chest, you're not using your lungs for breath. Like, sometimes you don't even need to take a breath. Yeah. And it's just like one of those things where it's like, I don't know how it happens, it just happens. And I was never intrigued into taking actual lessons. Although, you know, later on down the line, I would like to. Because, you know, if tours happen and whatnot, I would want to be able to maintain my voice for long periods of time. Because right now, it's like, I could do a show and I'll be straight for the next couple days. But it's like, once that fourth day comes around, it's like, okay, guys, I think we're going to have to call the next practice off.
I need a break.
Yeah, for real. Sound like a 50-year smoker.
I saw this video, this vocal coach, and she specializes in working with bands.
Melissa Cross.
Yeah. Melissa Cross.
Probably. I know she works with Beartooth. Yeah.
With them in Memphis, Mayfire.
Mm-hmm.
Lamb of
God. Who else does she work with?
Killswitch Engage.
Yeah.
She works with
Tony
everyone,
Vex,
dude.
took vocals for lessons from pretty much everybody.
Yeah, she was someone that I was looking into. Like, I wanted to get her DVDs. She's the Zen of Screaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is, again, like, there's a proper way to do it. Because she mentioned how a lot of times these guys, they'll come up and they'll do it because they've got this rage in them. And rage is, I mean, the music is is rage driven, but if you sing powered by that rage, you're gonna coughing blood every night.
Yeah.
So maybe off air, because I don't want to break every listener's ears. Maybe off air, you can show me, because I want to.
Yeah, like this is trying to keep it, you know.
I just don't want to.
Live audition right now. Let's go.
Well, you heard me. I sounded like a frog. Next will sound like a pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl solo.
But I mean, with this upcoming single though, we'll be able to hear you guys for who you are and like what you know. I guess what you can prove what you can provide. I guess.
And I think the funniest part about it is the single is kind of like just our first run at it, and it's like there's just so much more in store after this. Like it's gonna be wild.
I mean, so how was that whole process? You know, having them in studio and like feeling it out, and I mean,
having new people come on to what you've worked on or what you've been a part of for so long.
It was great because when me and Anthony did the first album, I had to play bass. It sucked because I had to literally sit there. Oh well, I'm already doing my job. I'm already like writing a song.
You didn't want to do one more job.
And then I got to do the bass too.
Yeah.
So that means I got to sit there and I actually got to write bass. Because I'm not going to go to the studio and just wing it. I sat there, specifically wrote out the bass parts with the drums and everything. It sucked because it's like, it's like if you're working at a place, you already have your set job. But then on top of that job, you're doing a little bit more. And now on top of that, they tell you to do somebody else's job too. It's a lot to take on. So it was awesome. And then Sydney is like 1,000 times better at bass than I could ever be. So it was awesome having like an actual bass player, not just a guitar player who picked up a bass or.
I was like, I can do this.
Yeah, that's her instrument. That's what she does. So she approaches it as in that frame of mind where it's like, this is what I do. This is how I'm going to do it. So it was great. And then having Victor in there was just amazing. Our old vocalist, we had some problems with him in studio, and there's just certain things that we had to go over with, his patterns and just the way he did certain things. But with Victor, it was like, he's been doing it for so long. We don't have to coach him in anything. It was,
he's like,
he got up there,
That's
the only thing we would do is we'd experiment sometimes. Like, yeah, I really like how you did that line. Could we like try that in a little bit lower of a register?
And he's like, yeah, got it. That's
Which
what
you
it
actually see too in the documentary.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
I
say.
think it is funny that you bring that up because there was that one time where I really liked the way you said this word. It wasn't even about how it was screamed. It was like instead of having it one full word, it was like broken up into 3 syllables when it's a 2-syllable word. Like
Yeah.
just it makes a big difference. It's more of an impact.
Yeah, it was just little things like that because it was nice having somebody that I could just like
trust.
just let them handle, and then it's just if I have an idea, I can just plug it in real quick. Like, hey, like I really liked how you did this, but just try it like this again, and then let's see how that sounds. I think he just does it exactly the way like we were talking about. It's not like I tell him one thing, he does it, and then I'm like, well, not quite like that. Like, try it a little bit more like this, and then we'll hear it. And, okay, you almost had it. Just try. It was just seamless. It was, and then I don't believe it was in the documentary the way the video of us how we layered the chorus.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't.
Yeah,
No, that
like
wasn't in there.
yeah, because in there you could hear Victor doing like kind of like a hardcore scream.
Mm-hmm.
And but he's got like the lows and the mids going on with it. So when we're going through there, we're like chopping up like, yeah, like that sounds really cool. But what if we did the mids and everything through most of it, then that last line you do in the hardcore yell, and we just broke it down like that, and it was just seamless. Everything was just, let's try this, and it was done. It was amazing having them in. Less work for me and Anthony, and it's just another person to show off their talent and the reason why we chose for them to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Makes a difference when you're working with talented people.
I know. So I mean, I'm guessing it was great for you too, like having to only worry about the the guitar parts, and then not only that, you were actually helping film everything too. Like
Yeah, everything we've been doing like for like the past year or so, we've just been documenting everything. So
which is coming together great, I think. Like like
yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, it just feels really good to have people in the band finally that are like on the same page as us, because we've had people in the past that like it seems like they're in it, but not to the extent of Steven and I. So it feels good to have people that are, that are really in this, that are professional, hold their own. So it's going really well. So we're excited to keep this going.
I know, and then you guys, being the new, the new people in here and everything, it seems, seems like you're fitting in pretty well. Like you guys are looks like you're having all the fun, and
Oh yeah, that's that's for sure. Like I think we like keep going on about like this is pretty much the most comfortable I've ever been in a band.
Yeah.
Like my voice is heard as is theirs. It's not a one-sided thing. So, like, when someone has an idea for something, like, they throw it out, even if it's dumb. Like, oh, let me get some more cowbell. Like, no.
Hey, there's always room for more cowbell.
But, yeah, it has been pretty awesome working with everybody.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice being able to write your own music and then being able to talk about it with other people who understand it and able to adapt with their playing to fit what you wrote. So it's a complete team effort. And it's really nice to be in a band where everyone has an equal and even side.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, which definitely, I mean, that's what a band is, pretty
Yes.
much.
Sounds like what it's supposed to be.
But you do have a little teaser out you guys just put out, so let's go ahead and
And tease it.
tease it.
Yeah.
This is Martial Laws, the single.
Mm-hmm.
And when's the full thing coming out? This Friday?
Comes out on Friday, and this teaser will be up tomorrow.
And is this the only thing you guys went and recorded, or you have other stuff that's recorded? You just not.
We
it's all
ran
in the hush
into
hush right now.
some issues with recording, so this is the only thing we have at the moment. But once we figure everything out, we got some stuff in store. So
There's more to come right now. Or-
yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
we'll get into that. We'll do
Tease
that.
it.
Yeah.
And that's
that was it.
fucking cock tease.
Dude, that artwork that you have for it though is pretty dope. I do like that.
You mean this artwork that's on my shirt?
Oh yeah.
That
There it
artwork
is.
too. But no, I was actually talking about the single cover with the guy.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Oh, that's
like,
fucking cool, too.
Yeah. Like, hell, was that seriously like just a straight rip from comic book? From
That was
Hail Hydra?
yeah, because
Captain America.
we have some some political type imagery in the song, and you know, that's pretty much the basis of the song, being the name martial law, but that doesn't reflect our actual political views. The idea that I got it from was in Captain America Winter Soldier, when it's revealed that Hydra's been like behind all this different stuff, and they've actually been
the entire time.
they've been hiding in S.H.I.E.L.D. the whole time. He tells Nick Fury that Hydra created a world so chaotic that people were willing to trade freedom for security. So it's pretty much off the basis of that, where it's like if we were to live in a world like that,
Which is fucking deep, by the way.
yeah. So it's playing off of that idea more than anything, but just so there's no confusion, like, so people don't think that we're some like crazy conspiracy theorists that think that we're headed to some kind of weird civil war, which some people actually do believe that, but with how metal is right now, there's a lot of people like that right now that make these crazy political statements. So I wanted to separate and pretty much put it out there, like, this is not what our belief of the world is like. This is based solely on this. Sure, there's some like actual belief, like political beliefs in there, but not the whole thing. So it's just kind of
don't take the whole thing literal.
Yeah, so pretty much that's why, like, Anthony actually had the idea for the artwork, and we actually made that. If you want to talk about,
It was great. Like that was this past Saturday, right?
That was
That we
Saturday.
produced that, because like
Really? Like this Saturday?
In my garage.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
because like
Do it together.
because we couldn't think of anything to do, because at first we were gonna do some like elaborate artwork, but then we're like, well, maybe we should do something a little simple, and then we couldn't really think of anything, so we had like 2 weeks or something till the release. So we were just like, all right guys, let's like try to like come up with something, like we need something. So we started throwing ideas around, and then we ended up on this idea where it was like a face with the American flag on one side and kind of like dirty on the other side, and then blindfold. So basically kind of
The
like
blindfold makes it scary.
yeah, so it basically just kind of like represents like one side of the face represents like the patriotic like side of the country, and then the other side is like, oh, we may be going down the wrong path. And so and then once we all agreed on it, then we just needed to produce it somehow, and I wanted it to be like a real picture, just to create some realism. And
I mean, it looks like a real picture.
yeah. So we got a face model, and Sydney did the makeup, and we just got together and did it real quick. So
Thank you to my girlfriend, actually, Haley, who is the model of
Yeah.
it. And especially for sitting there blindfolded for a couple hours in a hot garage.
Fun.
Trying to get the perfect shot.
Sounds like some good stuff, man.
Good times, good times.
the worst was the walking.
The walking,
yeah.
because we did a shot for like a teaser where she was blindfolded and she literally had to take 4 steps. But we didn't move the camera because it was set up on a tripod, so it took us at least 30 minutes for her just to walk 4 steps, because she would walk and then the camera would be right here, but like it would end up being over here.
Yeah.
So we back up, and then my job was to like realign, and then I was always crooked, so it was always my fault. So it just took forever to do. But yeah, we finally got it, and it looks incredible. Yeah, like much better than what I ever.
So
thought
at that
it
point, it wasn't even makeup. At that point, it was like the actual sweat and.
Pretty much, yeah.
all
It could
dirty
have been.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those were
taking a
real
break.
tears.
Yeah, Anthony masterminded that whole thing, and like I had some people ask me if it was like virtual, like somebody made it on a computer, because it just looks ridiculously.
It does,
Yeah, it's a really cool image. Like you don't.
Anthony took the pictures and edited it himself and everything, made the whole thing.
Well, props to you, man. It looks really good.
I mean, you also helped out on making the music video too. Like
Yeah,
you guys
that's
have
what
the video dropping on Friday also, right?
Yeah, I basically just edited it together. Yeah, we had a cinematographer
Just
film it.
edited it.
I just did all the
I mean,
editing.
but editing. Are you kidding me? That's like a scenario. Like, oh, I just film it and somebody else is gonna edit it, and
Yeah.
that's it. Most people, when they film something, that's the fun part, and then they have to
Yeah.
edit it, which is not very fun.
Yeah.
We also just played the song.
Just wrote it.
Just wrote it, played it.
Yeah.
I mean, how awesome was that though, filming a new video? Because I know the last time you guys were in it, like the last video was, I think you said in the desert.
Yeah, the one in the
Yeah,
desert.
that one. That was over 2 years ago now.
It was over 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was filmed over 2 years ago.
Oh,
It
shit.
released last year, like March 2017, I think. But yeah,
But when you shot it, was
when we shot it, it was July 2016. So we sat on that for a long time.
so this one didn't fucking you because when did you shoot this? This was
In
only a
June.
couple months ago, right?
Yeah, we shot it in June.
So the productivity of everything is going a lot smoother.
Yeah, we ran into one hiccup with because we did have a drummer, and we had everything set. We had the day that we were gonna do it. We had a lot of people that were gonna come through, and then it's like we were talking about earlier. You know, the band is a team. There's no one person that's more important than anybody else.
Yeah.
But
And
with
so-
him, he decided that he was more important than all of us. That his schedule, his commitments were more important than the 4 other people that were relying on him.
Yeah.
So he ended up randomly having plans, even though we had made the plans for the video shoot 2 months in advance.
Months in advance, yeah.
And he just said, well, if you guys are doing the video, I'm not going to be there. So we moved everything around to be the next weekend, which we
jeez.
lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
We lost actors that were supposed to be in it. It turned into a whole thing.
Not to mention some of us work weekend jobs too.
So
Yeah.
you
that
can't
meant-
just request off
Yeah.
That
time.
means like also like switching around our schedules as well, and some of us have jobs where that was next to impossible.
Yeah, so it turned into a whole thing. And mind you, this is maybe like 3-4 weeks before it's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it turned into this whole thing. And then 5 days before we shoot the video, he decides he's calling it quits.
What a.
Not only
So
quits on music.
Yeah, he's like, bye.
He's like,
Over it.
I'm just not gonna do it anymore.
Yeah, y'all should have
Yeah.
Like,
just.
what? You're not gonna do the? No, I'm just not gonna do it anymore.
So it's, which is good because looking back, you know, that's probably the best thing that could have happened for us because
True.
now we get to find somebody who actually, like, I guess,
Instead of finding out later, you know, when so much.
yeah, when something
Yeah.
like,
But in hindsight, you almost wish you probably would have just shot it the first time when you had
yeah, like
everybody there.
if he had just decided to tell us, like, you know, he didn't feel like he was committed, which I felt already, because it just, like with everybody else, it's, you know, the only time I've ever canceled on something is because my mom a month in advance decided she was getting married.
So yeah, that's good
So
reason to be like.
so I canceled a jam session because I had to go to my mom's wedding. That is the
That's
one
yeah,
and
that's
only time
understandable.
I have ever. Anything else, it is. There are 3 other people that are relying on me to be there. I need to be there. If I gotta leave something early or show up to something late, that's fine because I need to be able to dedicate at least 2 hours to these other people because these people are relying on me.
Yeah, and all these people have made that commitment to be
Yeah,
there,
exactly.
and they have places that
And
they
you know,
could
and this
be.
is something that's obviously benefiting you. Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
I'm sure it feels good every time you guys get back from a jam session.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's like the greatest feeling in the world once
doubt.
everything starts piecing together. But, you know, so the music video shoot was awesome, but that's the reason why on Friday, like a bunch of the people that'll be singing on Friday there is no drummer in it.
Yeah.
Because
you'll notice that.
Which honestly worked out for us because that meant we got to spend extra time getting certain shots because there's gonna be no noise complaints on the drum set.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we're able to position everything nicely, like show off all the cabs in positions that we normally wouldn't be able to show them off in. But you know, it's the shoot went great, but you know, it could have been a lot better. And I wish that he had just, instead of being like that, instead of waiting last minute to tell us he was quitting, just been like, you know what? My commitment's not at the level of your guys's. I think you guys should just continue without me.
Yeah, if we would have told you guys sooner, you would have been able to shoot it the day you planned on it when you had
and we
most
would
the
have been able
actors
to
there.
find a fill-in.
Probably, yeah.
Like
Exactly,
we had
find
some,
a
we had some awesome people that were going to show up, and as soon as we switched weekends, they're like, "Well, I don't have that weekend available." It's like, well,
Yeah.
so
How many more people did you guys have the first time around versus?
probably about double.
Yeah.
Double?
People.
I think it was about
At least-
25 people.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, we had.
'Cause the video looks great, but it definitely feel like it would have helped it more if you had more bodies in the
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Shoot.
Right.
If I would have known, I would have been there.
I actually did hit you guys up, but you
I
guys
know,
were
we
in
were
Mexico.
in, yeah,
Oh, we were in
Cancun.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I hit up.
I would have
She's
been
like,
there.
I would have been there. Fuck it, I would have been there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if I
Well,
wasn't
they
in
invited
Mexico,
us,
okay.
so, yeah.
Well, thanks for the invite. I forgot. I drank a lot in Mexico. I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was, you know, like I said, it was great, but it would have been better if it had turned out the way that we'd planned on.
Yeah, yeah.
We're able to
definitely.
remedy everything. Everything came out great, but you know, the people that were missing there, you know, it would have been a lot better.
It's okay. Well, there'll always be other music videos.
And it was shot really great. Like,
Yeah, it looks really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, like
It's
it,
edited really good. And,
yeah, it came out amazing, especially for it. Like, as usually people hire like production companies and things start getting really
Mhm.
expensive. We did everything on our own. Like,
We moved all the furniture.
I was
out of
about
the
to say
house.
that.
I was
Moved
the
all the
tack
furniture.
lady. I stood there holding all the tacks while they all like
Yeah.
pinned up the black sheet.
She also did all the makeup.
I did all
Yeah.
the makeup.
Shit.
do you do
Yeah,
makeup?
that's
I
all.
mentioned.
No, I
Okay.
I almost went to school for it.
Uh huh.
But then it was like makeup school, music school, music school. So
Yeah.
I ended up going to music school, but it's always been like in the back of my brain, and I do it for fun sometimes. So I thought like, oh, perfect, you guys, you want to do some blood? Let's do some blood.
Yeah.
And then that kind of
Bloods and bruises.
Exactly.
yeah, we couldn't figure out a location, so I was like, "I'll just do it at my house."
Yeah, just empty house.
So
just wreck
I
it.
just talked to my dad. I was like, "Hey, like, would be able to shoot the music video in here, and you guys could go like go to the movies or go to the park, or you know,
Just let me use the house.
yeah,
right now.
just let me use the house until like around 8, which I think they ended up going to like Disneyland, just staying out there. But
That
you know,
works
it
out.
was
Worked out
awesome.
for us because it wasn't done till like 10:30.
Because you know, there's a performance which we tackled first. Then there was all the actual acting parts, and then the very end of the video, we had to wait till nighttime, and it was just this long day of shooting, and
It was also really hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it was end of June, so it was super hot,
Yeah.
and we had everything blacked out. But yeah, we literally did everything on our own. It turned out amazing.
By the end scene, when it looks like we're all beat up and sweaty, it's because we were. I couldn't straighten out my neck for like 3 days. I was like,
I was
Dude.
spinning my head for like.
We were so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil the music video, but the shot of you, I mean, the shot when it pans across everybody at the end of the music video and that look that you give, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
you know what's
don't know.
the funniest part about it?
Times. Oh no.
So we had to reshoot that shot
So
about
many times.
20 times
Oh my god.
because they said, "Give me a smirk," and I was all like,
It was
She just like
and it was all like, "Okay, well, I have dimples.
the
I
cute little
cannot-
smirk with your
I can't
dimples.
look
Yeah.
in the scene with dimples." And then I was like, "All right, let me just try something different." And it was just like, "Okay, I'm gonna look at the camera and I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow." That's perfect. That's perfect. I was like, "All right, cool." But we're gonna do it again. What? It was already like the 10th, 11th time. And I was just
I
like,
gave it to you once. That's all
yeah,
I got.
yeah. I was legit mad already, and I was just like, "Come on." And then I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, perfect." I was like, nice.
And
Yeah.
literally-
the matter you got, the perfect you got.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
And literally that last scene, it was my little Kia Soul pulled into the driveway for the headlights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My girlfriend walking across to make it look like there was police there. And then some other person, like, holding a red light that was going off, like, really close to the camera, like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I think in the documentary you show how you filmed it, and then watching it again, I was like, oh, that's how you guys did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took a lot of, like, brain work to figure out how we were actually going to do it all and stuff.
I mean, but that's working, that's film, that's working on
Yeah.
set. A lot of times you do really stupid things to make it look really cool, but whatever works, whatever the camera sees, it sees.
Yeah, like one of the reasons why there was like so many takes and trying to figure out how it was going to work is because I wanted that shot to be one continuous take.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a fan of like shots in films where it's like a continuous shot and there's no like cuts. It's just like one continuous performance and the camera movements, and
Which is harder to do, but it looks really cool.
yeah, like that's what I wanted to do with that part. So that's why it had to be like all come together like all at once.
Yeah, that shot was probably like, I mean, it was really, really cool. I noticed that shot. The whole video was fun, so I can't wait for everybody else to see it.
Yeah, we're super excited.
Yeah.
And then briefly, what did I want to mention? Oh, the cabs, the cabinets. You had your own custom made one.
Yep.
Yeah, we're endorsed by Arachnid Cabinets.
Whole new sponsor.
Shout out to Robert.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah. And we got our own custom cabs, so we got our own specs. I wanted paint splatters, and Anthony wanted paint splatters, so we like coordinated with what colors we're gonna get.
So what are your paint splatters?
Mine are white.
Okay.
His are like light greenish.
It's like the
Yeah.
green that's on your
Just
shirt.
enough.
Okay,
the
yeah,
artwork.
that light green. This
Yeah.
is the color that I associate you guys with. Is like this little
Yeah,
like,
me too.
black on lime green. No, I mean it's
The
sick. And
band color.
I mean, I would say it's like one of the band colors, and it looks cool. It kind of looks like toxic. I don't know.
I always
Yeah.
thought it looked like it should be glow in the dark.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Right?
If the shirt glue in the dark would be really cool.
We tried to get glow in the dark for the because we have replaceable artwork covers on our cabs that have the merch artwork, and we try to get glow in the dark, but apparently it can't be done in that way.
Yeah.
You can buy some glow in the dark paint and kind of add it there.
I did that once.
Yeah, you
Did
fucked
not
it
go
up.
well.
Aw, okay, so let's not do that.
Break some glow sticks. And,
So I think I mentioned earlier, yours lights up,
Mine
right?
lights up, yeah. So mine lights up any color I want. It could also light up to certain frequencies I play.
Uh-huh.
So my favorite color is purple, so usually I have it on purple, and I like the combination of purple and green.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
it looks really cool, like right behind it. So if I hit certain frequencies, like when I go really low and I hit that 6th string, the whole thing will like, light up and stuff. Yeah, it's really cool.
That's cool.
I know. I was gonna say that's pretty nuts. That all of your cabs are pretty much custom to
Yeah.
your preference.
Yep. Except your cab.
let me address the elephant in the room. I'm a vocalist.
I don't get a cab.
I was gonna ask, I was like, never mind. So you should customize your mic, get bedazzled or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god, can you? Get a bedazzled mic.
That would be kind of weird. Maybe black bedazzles.
Black,
Black
and
and
green.
green.
Like
Black
that.
and green. I like that.
Yeah.
The handle will be black, and then the mouth part will be green.
Oh,
Or
that
get,
would
like,
actually be really
a neon
sick.
green cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'm sure glow in the dark paint would be fine on a,
If you just
on a
play
microphone.
underneath
yeah,
the
you
black
can do
light
that.
too at all times.
Yeah.
For a music video you guys do, you should utilize that like this color green, like that lime kind of toxic glow in the dark green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think that would look really cool, like in
I
the
think
dark.
so, too.
Maybe put it in your hair and you flip
Oh,
your
you
hair around.
best believe when I got my merch, I actually went into my bathroom, turned off all the lights, and waited just to check and see. It's not glow in the dark.
Charge it with the sun a little bit.
Yeah, that's the next step for you guys. More music and glow in the dark merch.
Glow in the dark stuff. Yes.
Yeah, this shirt would look
Definitely
super
something to
simple
look
in the dark.
into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's perfect with you guys. Like the whole feel of everything.
Yeah, like it's like toxic, like. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you got cooking up for the future other than the video? How's the writing process going? Like, have you guys brainstorming new material already?
Yeah, we got a few things in the works. We're actually, right before the podcast, going over stuff at my house. We all met up there, and we're going through some of the new material that we got. So we got a bunch of new material in the works. We just got to pretty much finalize it and find a spot to record it at.
Mm. And how do you guys feel comfortably, comfort-wise, in the whole writing process?
Oh, fine. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, I feel amazing. The only thing is tackling the lyrics that were already there and just decimating them.
Have you been putting in the lyrics too? Have you been writing your own lyrics?
Martial Law, I rewrote the whole song, except for I rewrote the whole song, and a couple of new ones that I'm gonna rewrite most of them. Some of them are keeping chorus parts, but yeah, basically rewriting and finding better pattern work,
Timing,
because I think that was my biggest thing with the old vocalist, not knocking on anybody or anything, but I'm a very meticulous vocalist. I love patterns that
rhythm,
are in time, but that you can also play, like you'll have one going in a certain way and then you can play under that with something else, and then layering, and it's just strange, but it's fun. I love it.
Well, I mean, obviously you guys are okay with it, having him change the lyrics and everything, and it seems like you're open to his ideas, which I think is important.
Yeah, the way I see it is, if you're filling a position, that's your position.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get to tell you what to do because that's not my position. So I play guitar. That's my position. I don't expect somebody to come and tell me what to play. Not saying that I wouldn't take something that somebody else wrote, but saying, like, we're not going to bully anybody into being like, no, that's not how I wrote it. Like, you have to do it this way. It's your part, so I want it to be your voice, your part, what you would play as that part, not what was there just because it's there already. So, when
I want to know what you got. Like, I wanted to see what.
Yeah. So when Victor's approaching a song, it's I think when he first came in, he asked us do you guys just want me to do everything the way it was before? And we're like, no, of course not. Like, that's your part.
I think the only time we actually did that was for the audition. It was like, okay, for the audition, I'm gonna keep it exactly the same. But after that, it's like, I'm gonna gut this. And I'm going to change the feels.
You're going to do your thing. You're going to make it.
Just want to make sure you can follow directions. And then after they see you follow directions, it's like, all right, man, you can fucking do it. So do your thing.
That's
basically how it was.
I remember one time, it might have been your second or third audition, but we were playing Transcendence. And you started
singing,
actually clean singing on it. And all of us were just like, what?
Now I'm really curious. Now I want to hear
it was really, really cool. But I know for songwriting, I know I find this challenging, and I know Steven was mentioning this earlier before we got here, but when we're writing, because we'll write things out on Guitar Pro and everything, so we'll write it out, we'll listen back to it, be like, oh, that's really, really sick, oh my god, that sounds cool, okay, let me try to play. How do I play this? I know that kind of turns into it, or
your ears are bigger than your fingers at that point.
Kind of like that, or transitioning, how to actually it sounds really cool, but how do I actually physically transition from this part to this part seamlessly? I think that would probably be the hardest part about the songwriting, but.
And your hands are already pretty little too.
So. Yeah, my hands are really little, but I can please. I was classically trained in piano for 12 years, so
so you're good.
I'm good. It just looks funky. But yeah, that would probably be the most challenging part. But when we did my playthrough video for Transcendence, that was really hard for me. Solely because I had to play it the way Steven wrote it. And the way Steven wrote it was drastically different from the way I play it. Whereas he would do a picking pattern, and I would do more a slapping pattern, so it sound a little different. So that was like in the first beginning parts, just knowing how to play the actual songs and getting that down. And then once you get the gist of it, and then being like, oh, okay, it's my song now. Now I can rework it the way I think it would be best.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool too to think that little things like slapping and picking, wouldn't really make a difference, but it really does.
It really, really does.
In the end, after it's all recorded and everything. And then who recorded this, the track that's coming out?
We originally recorded, I don't even know what they go under. I think it's M Productions or something like that.
Mm-hmm. How was it working with them?
It was fine. It's just, we ended up running into some issues. Weren't exactly
seeing eye to eye.
Yeah, it was just little things like that. It was fine working, but it just ended up not working out completely between us. Mm-hmm. And but we actually had one of our friends, Josh Lopez from Widowmaker Studios, help us out with those issues, and it was awesome. That dude totally came in, just saved the day.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. So, but he's based out of Texas, so we can't really record with him. So we gotta pretty much find a new spot to record at over here, and then just once it gets later in the production, have things sent over to him. So we're still on the lookout for a new recording spot, and that's kind of what's holding back us recording more material at the moment. But it's given us more time to experiment with certain ideas. So it's fine at the moment.
So how's the process of getting a drummer? You guys feel close? Do you feel? How do you feel? Or is it just starting again?
Yeah, we're actually working with somebody now, and it's going amazing. We're there's no stops or anything. The last time we jammed, we went through the songs entirely.
Really? When that was the first time, or?
No, we had actually. This would be the fourth time we jammed with him, I believe.
That was the first time we had jammed in
a couple months.
At least 2.
Yeah.
And you guys were able to come back and go through all the way with no stops?
It was there was no stop at all. Yeah, yeah, we went in, he had all the songs down, we do a certain cover that I'm sure will people will be seeing us doing a lot. Mm-hmm. But it's a pretty difficult song, especially on the drums, because
yeah, vocally too.
Yeah,
you can do it.
Yeah, because
teacher. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, because the drummer of the band that we're covering is one of the best out there. So it's just ridiculous, but it is so seamless when we play it. It's effortless almost.
Nice.
So. If everything keeps on going this smooth...
hopefully everything works out for you then.
Yeah, if everything keeps going this smooth, then we'll have the full lineup in no time.
Nice. And we'll always be here to help you guys out.
Yeah.
You guys need,
Always we appreciate it.
Another podcast with the fifth member just sitting on top of everybody. Make sure he's under 100 pounds.
You guys can just pass me around. I'll just sit on everyone's lap.
Just rotate when your leg falls asleep. All
right. Exactly. Come on, sit around. Okay.
It's like a puppet.
We got a few people on our live feed, actually. This is kind of nice. And usually, it kind of drops off by the end of it. I think a couple minutes ago, I saw we had 8 people on the live feed.
Now we're back at 6.
Nice.
So thank you guys for bringing viewers.
Yeah, thanks. Jeffrey says, #claim gang, #notfest.
Oh, shit.
R.I.P. Notfest. Mm-hmm. And then Haley Elizabeth Killick? Is that your lady?
Yeah.
Okay. She's like, thanks, guys. LOL. I think that's probably when we were talking about the music video. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. Well, no, thank you.
I know you guys want to give any shout-outs before you wrap this up right now. I know you got some people that helped you out along the way.
Yeah, I guess mine, just a shout-out to Robert from Arachnid, and shout-out to Josh from Widowmaker Studios.
Coming through for you guys.
Yeah.
Dude, those cabs do look really fucking sick, though.
He hand makes those, too. That's
that's the thing we saw, too.
From the lumberyard. He was sending us videos. I mean,
Yeah, those are not factory made. There's no machinery touching any of that. It is all him just working with his hands, power tools, just putting them all together.
It looks super legit.
Damn, so definitely check that shit out, dude.
Rock stars have that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's insane. Awesome.
And yeah, great quality sound too.
Yeah, those things sound massive, especially since some of the songs we're playing 8 strings, super low register, and it just sounds super fat.
Yeah.
Brown noise all day.
The rest of y'all have any shout-outs? Shout out.
Yeah, I mean, just Robert from Arachnid, the guys at Legator Guitars.
Okay.
Yeah, Ken. Let's see. Everyone that helped us out with the music video,
Oh yeah, all the people who came through that second weekend for the music video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, even through the setbacks, people were able to still show up, so we really appreciated everyone's help. And it came out great. It was super fun. We even had like a jam sesh,
Yeah.
like during the shoot,
Oh, cool.
while we were like taking a break.
Nice.
So that was cool.
We'll be there for the
Very-
next
I
one, we
know.
promise. We'll be in the country.
I know, we definitely will not plan another vacation.
Definitely not go to Mexico this time.
We can't afford it, so we'll be here. We'll be here for a while. How about you? Any shout-outs?
I guess I want to shout out to Legator, Arachnid, Widowmaker, everyone that's helped us get to where we are now. Everyone that came out to the second weekend.
Fuck yeah.
Because that we all know what the hassle that was getting everyone there. To my girlfriend, to my parents. If I didn't thank them, I would hear it. So I had to.
Aw, thanks, Mom and Dad.
Exactly.
Same here. Shout out to Josh, Widowmaker, Robert, Arachnid Cabinets, John, who produced the single. Shout out to my fiance. Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah, girl.
Also, shout out to Kill the Hype.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Oh, I was noticing
Kill
those
the
hats
Hype.
are kind of sick.
Exclusive.
Oh, I was like, I want
It's
one.
a soft endorsement. I could probably arrange that.
I'm done.
But yeah, other than
Yeah,
that,
we'll
everybody
take a
who's
picture of it.
watching, everybody who's been here, thank you.
Fuck yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah, and thank you guys. Really
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you
it.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
Guys.
Well, thank you guys for coming in, filling the airwaves and everything.
Oh, our pleasure.
As always, I'm here on Ratt Talk. Well, you can always follow us on iTunes, SoundCloud, all that good shit.
You guys are on, you guys have
All
Instagram.
the good shit, too. All the good shit you're on, we're on, too.
Instagram, you guys are THX?
THX official.
Yeah.
THX official.
And then The Human Extinction on Facebook.
Cool. And then everything else. Once you find the Facebook, Instagram, all that shit, you can find everything else.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, thank you all for coming in again one more time. We are going to take it out on a song, as we always do. This is The Pariah, Crooked Smiles. Crooked Smile?
Me on
That's what it
vocals.
is?
That's you on
I know,
vocals.
this is you on the... Yeah, we're not ending it on Human Extinction. We're
Yeah,
actually
we're
ending it on...
actually-
Pre-extinction.
Pre-extinction.
So what would that be?
Extinction.
This is like the Jurassic era.
Like the dinosaurs roaming the land.
Yeah, this is the band where I actually met Victor through. This is the band that he was on vocals, and then later on I came in as guitar.
And the song, who were you on? No, you were on the song.
I was on
yeah,
it.
you were
I
on the
wasn't
song.
on the recording. I came in after.
That's why we're
this,
playing
okay.
it, because
Yeah.
we don't have any vocals out yet with you. We want to show at least a little taste
This
of...
is a tad.
A little
tad bit
taste
of
A little
what
taste
the
of Victor.
sound of- yeah.
Taste of Victor.
That's not me.
taste. Sorry, boo.
All right, well, thank you all for
Thanks so
tuning
much,
in.
guys.
Thank you guys for coming in. Well, I'll see you all next time.